Libra darling, shocking money news is coming, and if you're here right now, it's because something deep inside you already knows it. This is not a coincidence. You didn't just stumble across this video. You were guided here, summoned by something greater, a whisper in the energy field, a pull from the universe that knows you're ready for a shift. You're standing at the edge of a breakthrough that doesn't just change your finances, it changes your relationship to receiving itself. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper Tarot. This is a deep and sacred reading, designed specifically for Libra souls who are awakening to their abundance and are brave enough to receive it. Because let me be clear from the start, money is not something you have to chase anymore. It's already moving toward you. All that's left is your readiness. And I need to ask you this now. What guided you here, truly? Was it that number you keep seeing everywhere, 777? Was it that sudden moment of intuition that made you click? Or was it that quiet voice inside you that whispered, I know something is coming, but I can't explain it yet? If you felt that, you're not imagining it. You're syncing with something real. And you only need to hear this message once for it to activate something powerful in you. From November 17th to 22nd, Libra, you are entering what I call your golden alignment window. During this time, your ruling planet Venus is illuminating your value, your worth, and your natural ability to receive with grace. In fact, this energy is not asking you to work harder, but to open wider. It's not about force, it's about frequency. Wealth will find you when your energy says, I'm ready now. This week's reading is guided by 3 major tarot archetypes. The Empress, who reminds you that true wealth comes through allowing, the 9 of Pentacles, which affirms your self-sufficiency and the rewards that are due, and the Ace of Swords, representing a truth or conversation that will change everything, a door opening where you thought there was only a wall. But let me offer you this, we've seen it again and again in real life too. I've heard stories from people who wrote down an affirmation in faith and within days, checks arrived, partnerships opened, or clarity finally came. Divine intervention doesn't always look like thunder. Sometimes it looks like a soft knock, followed by a miracle. And Libra, you're next. So as we begin this reading, I want you to ground yourself in your power, not the kind you prove, but the kind you remember. You were born with a gift for balance, for harmony, for moving energy through love. And now it's time for you to let that same energy move through your money. Let it flow in. Let it stay. Let it multiply. And before we dive deeper, may I ask something small but powerful of you? Leave a comment below with the number 888, the universal frequency of infinite wealth and expansion, if you feel the resonance of what I'm saying. That's your way of telling the universe, I'm open. I'm listening. I'm ready. Let me also take a moment to say from the deepest part of my heart, thank you. Thank you for being here, for every like, every comment, every share, and every subscription. Your presence fuels this channel, and allows messages like this to reach the souls who need them most. Your support isn't just encouragement, it's energetic alignment. It's movement. It's creation. And I promise you, Libra, what the universe is about to reveal and the rest of this message is nothing short of spectacular. So stay with me. Breathe this in. You were meant to hear it. And it starts now. It often begins in ways we don't immediately notice, a subtle shift in how we feel about our worth, or a sudden sense that something is aligning behind the scenes. Libra, You've entered one of those rare energetic windows where things move not because you push them, but because you've finally stopped resisting. And at the heart of this shift is the presence of Venus, your celestial ruler, forming a harmonious alignment with expansive Jupiter. This is no small moment. It's what many call a golden week, a time when the heavens conspire not to test you, but to bless you. Venus doesn't shout. She doesn't force. Her lessons are whispered in softness and mirrored in the things we cherish most: harmony, beauty, self-respect, and financial ease that comes not through hustle, but through alignment. When Venus touches Jupiter like this, she's not simply sprinkling good luck. She's inviting you to redefine your relationship with receiving. And as a Libra, your natural state is to give, to balance, to make space for others. But now, the scales tip in another direction, not unfairly, but divinely asking, can you receive just as gracefully as you give? So many of us have been conditioned to believe that abundance must be earned through pain. That we must justify our blessings, explain our joy, prove our worth. But what if the truth was simpler? What if the universe wasn't waiting for you to work harder, but to trust deeper? What if you didn't need to tighten your grip, but instead open your hands? This week, with the 888 frequency in play, often seen by those entering a new financial cycle, you are being reminded that abundance is not limited by what's in your account, but by what you believe you're allowed to receive. And the repeating 777, so often misunderstood as mere coincidence, speaks not of luck, but of timing. It reminds you that when you surrender control, doors open. Not as a reward, but as a reflection of trust. Think about the last time you truly let go. Not in defeat, but in faith. Remember that moment? When clarity rushed in, not because you had all the answers, but because you finally stopped asking out of fear? That's what this week is about. It's not about pushing forward. It's about allowing what's already been set in motion to arrive. In the quiet places of life, many have found this to be true. I've known people who, in their most uncertain moments, simply whispered, "I trust that provision is coming." They didn't know how. They didn't have guarantees. But they had a mustard seed of belief. And then something shifted. A message arrived. A forgotten debt was repaid. A door cracked open. Was it chance? Or were they simply aligned with the frequency that makes miracles ordinary? You see, Libra, this is not about hope as a wish, this is about hope as an anchor. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You're being asked to stay still long enough to let the blessing recognize you. Your worth doesn't increase because you do more this week. It increases because you remember that it never decreased. So here you are, standing inside a moment that has been forming for months. Venus is guiding you back to yourself, to that version of you that knows balance is not just about peace with others, but peace with receiving. Don't turn away from it. Don't overthink it. Don't minimize it. Just stay open. Let the beauty of this alignment unfold the way flowers bloom, not rushed, not explained, just witnessed. And if something in your soul feels this truth, leave a comment below with the number 888 to affirm that you are choosing alignment over anxiety, flow over force, and presence over pressure. Let your energy make the first move, the rest is already on its way. Something truly gentle is happening in the energy right now, Libra, something that doesn't come with noise or force, but arrives instead like a quiet invitation. The cards drawn for this week: the Empress, Nine of Pentacles, and Ace of Swords form not just a message, but a mirror. Together, they speak to a specific moment in your life when the soil is already fertile, the seeds have already been planted, and the only thing left to do is allow the harvest. This is not about striving anymore. It's about receiving. The Empress reminds you that prosperity is a state of being, not a result of constant effort. She is the embodiment of divine nourishment of creation that blossoms from wholeness, not from pressure. If you've spent the past weeks or even years giving, tending, building, and quietly hoping, then this card is your confirmation. Your time to receive has come. And it won't come in a chaotic wave. It'll come in peaceful waves of alignment. An idea falling into place. A message that feels like clarity. A transaction that arrives without resistance. You don't need to reach for it. You only need to recognize it when it knocks. The Nine of Pentacles builds upon that by offering assurance. It confirms that you've earned where you're standing. You've shown up even when no one saw. You've honored your integrity when shortcuts would have been easier. This card doesn't reward performance, it rewards consistency and self-trust. It reminds you that wealth doesn't have to look like extravagance. Sometimes it looks like peace. A yes that doesn't demand an explanation. A payout that reflects your inner growth. An opportunity that mirrors your value, not the version of you who had to prove herself, but the version of you who finally accepted she was always enough. Then comes the Ace of Swords. It slices through the silence not with noise, but with unmistakable clarity. Something is coming to light. A breakthrough not just in thought, but in material reality. Maybe it's a phone call. An unexpected email. A line in a conversation you almost missed. That's how opportunities often arrive when you're in tune with your purpose, not with fireworks, but with focus. The ace doesn't ask you to chase. It asks you to be alert. And when it shows up beside the Empress and Nine of Pentacles, it suggests that this clarity may come through a financial or personal breakthrough that shifts your direction in a subtle yet powerful way. I've seen moments like this in real life far more often than you might think. A client once told me about a day when she had only a few dollars left and wrote, out of nowhere, "I'm already provided for." That same afternoon, she received a call from someone she hadn't spoken to in years offering her freelance work that covered her rent for the next 2 months. No promises were made. No hustle required. Just a quiet alignment between intention and timing. She didn't force it. She simply believed that ease was possible. Libra, this is the level of peace you're being invited into, a financial shift that doesn't disrupt your life, but aligns with the rhythm you've been creating internally. You don't have to scramble. You don't have to guess. You just have to stay present enough to catch what's trying to land. These 3 cards together suggest a future that is not built in a rush, it's unfolding because you've already done the soul work. All that's left is your willingness to let it feel simple. If you've ever had a moment like this where a message, a whisper, or a passing sentence opens something inside you, I invite you to share it in the comments. Your story may be the mirror someone else needs. And if you're sensing a confirmation in this reading, type the number 777 below to affirm that you're ready for clarity, alignment, and unexpected abundance that doesn't need to be chased, only embraced. Sometimes the most profound shifts happen quietly, so quietly, in fact, that we might overlook them if we're only watching for fireworks. Libra, in this phase of your journey, something subtle but powerful is moving through your financial landscape, and it's not asking for your hustle. It's asking for your stillness, your faith, your willingness to trust what you cannot yet fully see. And while that might sound like a paradox, trusting without profit is actually one of the most advanced energetic states you can embody. Because when you stop chasing, you become available. And when you become available, the universe can finally deliver. Money, like all energy, moves through flow. It doesn't respond to tension or fear, it responds to openness. That's why this moment in your chart isn't about creating more or doing more. It's about allowing more. That's the invitation, to surrender the belief that effort is the only path to reward, and to recognize that grace often works in ways that defy logic. When Venus, your ruling planet, supports you in this way, it's not telling you to work harder. It's showing you that your worthiness is already vibrating loud enough for money to hear. Many people are afraid to stop striving because they fear things will fall apart if they let go. But I believe that letting go is the very thing that allows the right things to fall into place. Think of a project you once abandoned, not because you failed, but because the timing wasn't aligned. Now, unexpectedly, it might return not as a repetition, but as a resurrection. Or a relationship you assumed had ended may re-enter your orbit, carrying new energy, a different offering, a surprising invitation. These are not random events. These are the rewards for all the silent moments you kept showing up in love, integrity, and patience when no one applauded, and you weren't sure it mattered. It did. This is where your faith is no longer a theory, it's a practice. And faith, real faith, doesn't always mean knowing how. It means trusting anyway. Not blindly. Not naively. But because somewhere inside, you felt the gentle nudge of unseen coordination. That job you didn't get. That friend who walked away. That opportunity you almost took but didn't. What if all of those were redirections, tiny interventions that helped clear space for what's now finally able to come through? Even without invoking spiritual language, we've all experienced moments that felt divinely timed. The check that came just before rent was due. The phone call that shifted your entire trajectory. The person who entered your life just when you needed them most. Call it alignment. Call it coincidence. But what if it's simply a reminder that when we stop trying to control everything, we finally become partners with possibility? You don't have to force what is already destined. You simply have to trust it enough to welcome it when it arrives. That is the lesson wrapped inside this current shift. Money doesn't need to be pursued. It needs to be received. And receiving isn't weakness. It's wisdom. The wisdom of knowing that flow doesn't respond to scarcity, it responds to softness. To surrender. To readiness. So Libra, take a breath and ask yourself not, what should I be doing, but what am I ready to receive without resistance? Then watch closely. Not everything comes with fireworks. Sometimes the miracle is disguised as a message, a moment, or a memory. And if you've ever experienced something that returned to you at exactly the right time, share it below. Your story may be the very reminder someone else needs right now. And if this message feels aligned with what you've been sensing, type 111 in the comments to affirm, I'm not chasing. I'm allowing. When we talk about wealth, we often limit it to numbers in a bank account, a promotion, or some external reward. But Libra, as you've already begun to sense from the previous energies, abundance is much more layered than that. It's the result of emotional, physical, mental, and relational alignment. In this season, your invitation is not to work harder, but to refine how you care for the systems within you and how you create space around you so that what you've been calling in can finally find a home. Let's begin with your body. Financial tension doesn't just affect your wallet, it echoes through your nervous system. When you're constantly in fix-it mode, your body forgets how to relax, and when your body forgets how to rest, your intuition becomes cloudy. That's why something as simple as walking quietly each day or sipping calming herbs like chamomile or ashwagandha isn't just a wellness practice. It's a spiritual reset. It signals to the universe and to your own subconscious that you are no longer living in survival mode. You are returning to trust. And in trust, abundance flows. Professionally, you may have been grinding in ways that no longer align with who you are becoming. If you've been feeling stuck, drained, or uninspired, this is not a sign that you're failing. It may be that the version of you who chose that path has outgrown it. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, balance, and refined value. You are naturally gifted in areas that involve design, art, diplomacy, relationship building, and emotional intelligence. This week, pay attention to seemingly random invitations or sparks of inspiration, especially if they come through unexpected people or light-hearted conversation. Sometimes the redirection you need doesn't arrive as a command. It arrives as a nudge, disguised as curiosity. Your physical environment is also speaking. If your workspace, your wallet, or your phone's banking app feels heavy, chaotic, or cluttered, that's not just a reflection of disorganization. It's energetic noise. Cleaning, organizing, and simply setting intention over your financial space is not superstition, it's signaling. The way you treat money's current presence prepares you for its future expansion. Try starting your mornings by speaking aloud. Money and beautiful opportunities are flowing into my life with ease and consistency. Not because these words are magic, but because they calibrate your focus, your vibration, and your readiness. And then, there is the heart. Libra, your relationships shape your abundance just as much as your efforts do. You thrive in harmony, but you sometimes forget to name your own desires in the process of maintaining peace. This week, if you're in a relationship, allow yourself to speak your truth gently, not as confrontation, but as invitation. Intimacy deepens not through perfection, but through transparency. If you're single, be open to connection in places you wouldn't expect. Love may not show up in the package you've visualized, but it may carry exactly the energy you've been praying for. Release the checklist. Stay open to energy. You don't need to change everything overnight. You simply need to begin treating every area of your life, body, work, space, finances, and love as sacred terrain. The more intentional you are, the more magnetic you become. The clearer your energy, the faster your manifestations land. And if you've been wondering when it's your turn, this is your confirmation. Your turn begins the moment you believe it has. Let that belief become your quiet daily ritual. Let your actions become the altar. And if you feel this message resonating deeply, type 222 in the comments to affirm your readiness to receive abundance in every form, not just money, but peace, clarity, support, and fulfillment that lasts. Sometimes, the biggest miracles don't arrive with thunder or lightning, they come quietly, wrapped in ordinary moments, waiting for us to shift just enough to notice them. Libra, as we move into this final part of your journey, let's pause and acknowledge something important. What you think, believe, and say about your life isn't just passive inner dialogue. It's active energy. It's a signal. And in this energetic chapter, where abundance is flowing and doors are already unlocking, the way you speak to your future matters more than ever. There's a story I was once told about a woman born under your sign. During a particularly hard chapter, she stood on the verge of losing her home. Her savings were gone, the bills were stacking up, and job interviews kept ending with no callbacks. She had every reason to panic, but she didn't. Instead, each morning, she opened her journal and wrote one sentence: "I am not worried, what I need is already on its way." She didn't scream it. She didn't even know if she believed it fully. But she wrote it anyway, as if planting a seed. Within 3 weeks, she received a call from a company that had rejected her months earlier. They not only offered her the position but doubled the salary. That call saved her home and something deeper, too: her trust in the unseen rhythm of timing. What changed wasn't just her external reality, it was her vibration. It was the energy she began to carry, even when nothing on the outside had shifted yet. Because money doesn't respond to fear. It doesn't move toward anxiety, tension, or desperation. It moves toward openness. It moves toward people who create space for it, not out of greed, but out of trust. And that's what you're being invited to embody right now. This moment isn't just about visualizing more. It's about being more. More receptive. More attuned. More grounded in your faith, not blind faith, but the kind that's built on experience. On small signs that something bigger is at work. On the kind of quiet confidence that says, "I may not see it yet, but I know something is shifting in my favor." You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to be fearless. But you do need to get clear. Abundance doesn't flow well through chaos or clutter. It thrives in clarity, in presence, in emotional openness. That means tending to your thoughts like a garden. Releasing the ones that choke your joy. Choosing the ones that nourish your vision. Letting go of the scarcity stories you were handed, and planting words that sound like truth even before you fully believe them. Because truth has a way of growing into itself when you give it light. And if you're wondering whether you're worthy of that kind of turnaround, that kind of unexpected shift, remember this: the universe does not withhold. It reflects. It listens to your expectation and mirrors it back. So when you start carrying yourself like someone who expects good news, who walks with the energy of, "I am supported," life begins to echo that right back to you. Libra, this is not about waiting for magic to fall into your lap. It's about recognizing that the magic is already here, waiting for you to align with it. You don't need to do more. You need to believe differently. Speak differently. Expect differently. And then act accordingly. Just like that woman who didn't let fear speak louder than her quiet, steady hope, you too can shift everything with one decision, one phrase, one new level of alignment. If this message touched something in you, comment below with the words, "I expect the unexpected." Let that be your vow to walk forward with calm, with clarity, and with the confidence that something beautiful is already making its way to you. Libra, if there's one truth I want you to carry with you from this message, it's this: you do not need to prove your worth to receive what's already yours. You do not need to chase blessings that have been orbiting you for longer than you know. You were never meant to live in scarcity, fear, or doubt. That was never your identity. You were always meant to inherit the quiet, powerful, radiant stream of wealth, peace, and divine timing that responds to your vibration, not your effort. So take a deep breath. Feel that? That's space. That's openness. That's the fertile field where miracles begin to land, not because you demand them, but because you've finally stopped blocking them. This entire reading was not just an affirmation of what's coming, it was a reminder of what's already in motion. Right now, even as you listen to this final moment, something is being rearranged on your behalf. An email is being drafted. A conversation is aligning. A number is being drawn. A door is quietly unlocking behind the scenes. But none of that matters unless you meet it with readiness. Not rushed action, not forced manifestation, just aligned movement. Libra, this is your sacred responsibility now, to take what you've received and embody it. Speak it. Walk in it. Reflect it in how you carry yourself and how you treat your dreams. You are not a beggar of blessings. You are the inheritor of an energetic lineage that was never meant to be broken. So I'll ask you gently but firmly, are you willing to receive without resistance? Are you willing to let go of old narratives that told you had to fight for everything? Are you willing to believe that ease doesn't mean laziness, it means trust? And most importantly, are you ready to declare that this isn't just a hopeful message? It's your new reality? If your answer is yes, I want you to do something powerful in the comments below. Write, I am the heir to flowing abundance. Or simply, I no longer resist. I receive with grace. These are not just affirmations. They are energetic declarations, signals to your subconscious and the field around you that you are shifting. And if this message resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone you believe is ready to hear it too. Every like, every comment, and every share extends the frequency of this message even further, bringing light to places that may have been waiting in silence. Your presence here is not just support, it's part of the collective ripple. It is energy that returns multiplied. From the heart of the Zodiac Whisper Tarot community, thank you deeply for spending this sacred time with me. Your journey matters. Your voice matters. And your energy is felt more than you realize. The universe has heard you, Libra. And now it's your turn to walk like someone who has already been chosen. So, what's one step you'll take today to live as if abundance is already yours? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading. And I'll be holding space for every single word.